Welcome everyone to the Avengers podcast, where we talk about Marvel, DC, Star Wars, and more. I'm your host Tauren, and with me is my co-host Peyton.
Hi, we're back.
We're back, and it's been a while.
It's been a minute. It's been at least a month.
Yeah.
Basically, Tauren's been busy.
Yeah,
Tauren's been busy.
I've been busy filming 2 short films at the moment for directing class.
2 entire short films. Man hasn't been sleeping.
One has been I'm a writer, AD, and actor in one of them. That's for my friend's short film, and I am a director, writer, producer, DP, and that's pretty much it for mine. And spoiler alert, the film that I'm working on is a Daredevil short film. So
hell yeah.
Whoever's listening, be on the lookout for that. I will post it on my YouTube channel and everywhere else in between.
Yeah, I'll probably put the link to that in the description whenever that comes out. That'll be fun to spread around. But yeah, we are going to be doing a catch-up week this week because we've been gone for a month. Also, there hasn't really, as far as like releases go, Morbius came out, but who gives a shit about Morbius? We've seen the post-credit scene. Actually, we should probably talk about the post-credit scene. I didn't even include that in there because I fucking forgot about it because it's so goddamn... You know what? Morbius sweep. It's month-bius, so, you know.
Month-bius.
Oh my god. Yeah, so we're going to be doing a catch-up. We're going to be talking about, like, news and stuff that we missed, like or that we just haven't gotten to talk about on the podcast, like the Thor trailer. The last time a podcast of ours came out, Moon Knight wasn't even out yet, so we're going to talk about the 4 episodes of Moon Knight that have come out since. We're talking about Warner Brothers Discovery and their whole DC overhaul that they seem to be planning, and some other stuff. So yeah. I really wanted to talk about everything, everywhere, all the time, all at once, and then some, but I haven't seen it.
It's such a great film. It is so good. Like, oh my god, the Daniels are amazing people, amazing directors, amazing writers.
Clearly, I wish I could have seen.
I want to watch Swiss Army Man next because they directed that too, I believe. Yeah, they did that. Yep, Daniel Kwan and Daniel Schnert, the Daniels, Swiss Army Man.
Everyone's freaking out about it. People, I mean, the amount of times I've heard it's one of the best movies I've ever seen in my life. Period. I'm just like, geez, man, the hype for this movie, as far as like. I don't want to say film bros, but like, it's not like mainstream media is picking this up mostly, like general audiences aren't going out to see this. I mean, some are, but
that's A24 for you.
But
yeah.
Well, Tauren's been watching supposed masterpieces. I've been watching this show on HBO Max called Our Flag Means Death with Taika Waititi. It's a very fun show, and I kept seeing on Twitter, like, it kept trending and stuff. It was like hashtag renew our flag means death, and I was like, what the fuck is this? And it was like Taika Waititi, and it's about it's a pirate show, and Taika Waititi plays Blackbeard in it, which I was like, that sounds incredible. So I watched it. I went into it not knowing anything about it really. And it started off kind of slow, but when it got going, it got going, and it was really funny and really wholesome. But by the end, and the way it ended, I was just like, whoa, where's season 2? And it hasn't been renewed yet. So now I'm on Twitter just like hashtag renew our flag means death. Where is this show at? And it's clearly just the way that show looks and come together. It's clearly like a labor of love kind of thing. And yeah, I need to see more of it. But yeah. Anyway, let's start off with some Star Wars news. And the first piece is Natalie Holt. This is very fun. Natalie Holt is the composer for Loki, is set to compose the score for the Obi-Wan series. So Loki is like one of the best scored MCU things in like really, like it's got to be like top 5, right? Loki score is crazy.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
So yeah, now that she's going to Obi-Wan. Now I saw some people freaking out, like, what about John Williams? I thought John Williams is doing Obi-Wan's theme, so he's still involved. But the actual like the entirety of the score will be Natalie Holt, and she's the first woman to compose a live action Star Wars project, so that's pretty cool too.
We're winning.
We are indeed winning, and God, it's like a little over a month away. We'll get to see Obi-Wan, so that's exciting. Next piece of Star Wars news: Skydance New Media is working on a narrative-driven action-adventure Star Wars game with Amy Hennig, who did the first few Uncharted games, is going to head the project. So please, Lucasfilm Games or whatever, please don't cancel this like you canceled 1313, which also had Amy Hennig on directing that one as well.
Dude, we got scuffed on that.
Really did, man. Like they seem pretty well along into development too. I don't know what the decision was with that, but Amy Hennig's back, so I am very excited for whatever this is supposed to be. Also, apparently, Skydance New Media is working on a Marvel game I didn't know about, and it's rumored to be a Daredevil game. I hope that's true. I don't know how true that is, but God, I hope it is.
Oh my God,
I don't
Daredevil
know.
game would be amazing.
The screen would be black the entire time. It's going to be awesome. Moving on to some DC news. The Flash has been renewed for a season 9. Hip hip hooray, I guess. I don't know.
Hey, CW, for watching this, make this shit like 10 episodes, bro. We don't need 20. We don't need 20 episode seasons.
The rumor is that that season 9 may be the last season, and they're gonna do an expedited season. So yeah, some like 8 to 10 episode season. Yes, I hope that's
should have been that from the beginning.
For real. I hope that's the case, not only because The Flash should end, because it's just dying a awful death. You get your gems here and there, just random episodes being like, actually, that was pretty good. But on the whole, just trash. just trash. So I hope that this is the last season. Or if not, I don't know, just make the series better. Get better writers. My God, get the Superman and Lois writers. Superman and Lois is still going strong, still good. But yeah, next piece of DC news, we got to talk about Ezra Miller.
Bro, Ezra Miller just fucking hates women.
It really seems that way. Like, so they were arrested the first time for disorderly conduct and harassment in Hawaii. Ezra Miller allegedly yelled obscenities and became agitated when people began singing at a karaoke bar. They grabbed the microphone from a woman and later lunged at a man playing darts.
And
not only that, a couple has filed a restraining order against Ezra Miller after the actor allegedly threatened to kill them. The restraining order, I believe, has since been dropped, but still, I think Ezra Miller even said like he wanted to bury them, or I'm like, Jesus, man.
Yeah, and he also called like the woman like an SLUT, and then also freaking dude threw a fucking chair at a woman.
Yeah, so not even a month later, he was arrested again for second-degree assault after getting angry and throwing a chair when that chair striked a 26-year-old woman in the head, which
gave her a half-inch cut.
Yeah, dude.
And
what are they doing?
I was like, dude, like, what is going on? And also, yeah, like, I saw like when one of my friends sent me like a picture like on like TikTok, and someone like said like, yeah, like Ezra, you're not a good human. You took everything away from me.
Oh, I saw that.
And I'm like, oh my God, like, bro just can't be a regular law-abiding citizen. Like,
they're just a menace to Hawaii specifically.
Dude,
they got something against Hawaii.
Man, we ain't never getting that Flash movie, bro.
It seems like it, and Warner Brothers is just silent. They're just like, we don't want to touch
Of course,
this.
yeah, because I mean, they're not gonna say anything. They're like, it's whatever, and they're not gonna say anything.
But this may tie into the next piece of news. Maybe the Warner Brothers Discovery merger has been finalized, and it's a thing now. So Warner Brothers Discovery is now a thing, and they're reportedly planning to overhaul its DC brand to operate closer to how Marvel Studios operates at Disney. Now, a few points here. Apparently, they want a Kevin Feige-like figure to oversee all the DC properties. I volunteer. I can fix everything that is wrong with DC currently. Basically, all they need to do is throw everything in the trash except the Batman universe and just build everything off that. Matt Reeves is like, I don't know if superpowered people... Screw Matt Reeves. This is the only time studio meddling is okay.
Yeah, like... So, like, I saw someone say, like, how they would like it if there was, like, two universes of, like, DC, or, like, one of them's, like the DCEU, and, like another part of DC was just, like, standalone movies like the Batman. And I'm like, I mean, yeah, that's a good idea. But cancel the DCEU right now. Reboot it. Get it out of here.
I just do a good shared universe or something, like to build off the Batman or keep the Batman in its own thing. Really DC's strength, and something that in the comics they utilize significantly more than Marvel, is their multiverse. So if they just play into that and, just have their own little things, like they don't need a Justice League, really. It would be cool to have a Justice League, but it's not necessary. You know what I mean? So, and especially a lot of the times, like DC's most popular stuff is their standalone stories. I don't know. Their characters always seem to work best in their own little worlds compared to Marvel, where it is a lot of crossover stuff. But yeah. But another thing is they have said characters like Superman have been, quote, left to anguish and need to be revitalized, which is absolutely true, because previous Warner Brothers, most recent Warner Brothers, have just thrown Superman in the trash. They don't want to do it. They don't want to have anything to do with that man for some reason. Yeah, so this is a good sign. We've known that there's been Superman type projects in the works, like J.J. Abrams is doing what is he doing? A Val-Zod? I don't remember who's doing who, because Michael B. Jordan's working on a thing as well. I don't remember which is which, but there's like two Superman things going on right now. There's obviously Superman and Lois, so it's not like there's zero Superman content, but there's only one show out. But like as far as like mainline movie Superman goes, it's just they are not doing anything. So I'm just like, bring back Cavill, please. Like, the door's right there. Cavill still has expressed interest to do it, but rumor is that, I mean, this could change now since they seem to want to be switching things up, but rumor is in The Flash, they make it pretty clear that Henry Cavill's like gone. I hope that's not the case, but that's what it sounded like.
Oh my god, that should be horrible.
Apparently they want to also do more movies like Joker. Now, people have pointed out that this doesn't necessarily mean that's like they want to do more like dark and gritty takes on, I don't know, villains or whatever. It could just mean like really like disconnected solo films for whatever character, just like low budget stuff like that, which could be really cool, which is, again, something that DC seems to excel in. Basically, what DC needs to do is to differentiate themselves from Marvel. Like, it'd be cool to have that shared universe, but they need to differentiate themselves. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. You can't just do Marvel, because it's just like, well, Marvel is already there. You gotta have that different camp, have your own lane, but make it a good lane. So obviously all this stuff could be incredible, or they could be falling into the same trap that the previous regime, for lack of a better term, did. Because initially they wanted to have, obviously their own shared universe. They wanted to have, I guess, a Feige-like figure they chose wrong with Zack Snyder. Sue me. Obviously that fell to the ground. They started doing more standalone. They started doing standalone stuff with Joker. So it's like, part of me is like, this is a good sign, but it's also like, this is kind of what they've been doing. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So it's like, yeah, it could be good or bad with everything, I guess. But this leads about how this leads to the Flash thing I was talking about earlier. There is a rumored Crisis on Infinite Earths type event movie rumored for the DCEU, and this could be the way this new Warner Brothers Discovery is planning to reboot the universe. And it could be a way to, you know, weed out the bad, what they don't want. They could easily, with that movie, just kick out Ezra Miller.
Yeah, exactly. I was just thinking, like, just kick out Ezra Miller and bring in Wally West.
Yeah, and they could just, you know, if they don't want to deal with, because it's Gal Gadot is controversial in her own right, and, you know, people aren't happy with Wonder Woman 2. People seem to like Jason Momoa's Aquaman, so it's like they could keep him if they really wanted to. I don't think they should, but they could, like, fold in Pattinson's version of Batman. They could do it's Crisis on Infinite Earths. The possibilities are literally endless. But they could easily be a way to reboot this universe, which is what they should have done with the Flash movie. But it is what it is. Which, I mean, they're kind of doing that with the rumors. I'm not going to go into that because spoilers, but yeah. So
bring in Ben Affleck back. He's the best Batman.
No, keep him out. In fact, kill him in the new Flash movie. Yes.
Why?
Because Affleck doesn't want to do it, and they're bringing Keaton. So
well, yeah, because he doesn't want to do it because everyone hates him. He's the best.
No,
but he's the best.
No, he's not. Even
no, bro. You know he's the best. I can't.
We just got the best Batman with Pattinson.
You right?
He's the worst Batman. George Clooney's better. Anyway,
no, what the fuck?
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. But moving on, we gotta move on to the Batman Joker deleted scene.
Yeah, I'm glad it was cut.
As am I. What did you think about the look of Barry Keoghan? I think that's how you pronounce his name.
Barry Keoghan. Yeah, I'm just not a fan of the grotesque Joker. Make a Joker look normal, like an actual like human being. I mean, of course, you know that they could still change it considering it's a deleted scene, but still, I'm not a fan of like, you know, the patchy hair and like him like having all these scars from the acid and everything. Like, I just don't like that.
Yeah, I agree and I disagree, because I don't hate the idea of a grotesque looking Joker, but there is a line, and I feel like they crossed that line. Like, I feel like a good version of a grotesque Joker is Arkham Joker in, I think it was Arkham City, basically when he was sick.
Yeah.
And he really started to deteriorate. That is like a good, like, visually grotesque-ish Joker without being too gross. And this is just like, you know, like the fucked up lips and the fucked up teeth and the fucked up everything. It's just like, it's a little much. It's a little much. I like the idea that he was like really scarred by the acid, but yeah, the patchy hair I could do without. But yeah, the dialogue was cool. Good dialogue. Yeah. It was obviously, the scene was written well.
Yeah, I liked how, you know, Batman and Joker already have like an established history together. I like that part.
Continuing my favorite aspect of that movie, the world feels lived in. But okay, so when we got out of the Batman and we saw that ending bit with Barry Keoghan's Joker talking to Paul Dano's Riddler, if I remember correctly, essentially the consensus we came to was we got to see more of him to really give a full-formed opinion on. So now that we got essentially a 5-minute scene of this dude's Joker, how are we feeling as a whole?
I like his performance. I like to see more of him behind bars. Um, of course, there's people saying like, oh my god, he like there's like the resemblance or like the exact performance of Heath's. And I mean, like, I think that his Joker could be his own if once we get like more scenes with him. Because I mean, I can see the Heath Ledger like inspiration, but I still feel like because Heath Ledger had already like put a bar on the Joker, that I feel like everyone's just like already comparing it to him. But like I said, that's the thing about the Joker. You can make it into your own way.
Yeah, the comparisons to Ledger are inevitable, just because. I mean,
it's Joker. Yeah.
I don't think there's ever going to be a Joker where people are not going to be like, oh, Ledger's was better. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
For Barry Keoghan's version, I'm still not 100% sold. I do wish there was maybe something more. I don't know if unique's the right word, but I don't know. Just I don't really like his laugh either. He's just I don't really know what to put my finger on regarding that. I'm just not completely sold on him yet. I think he can pretty easily sway me and turn me around. I don't hate it. I don't dislike it. I'm not like, ew, what the fuck is this? Like I do with Jared Leto's Joker. But I think it could be better. I think if we tone down the grotesqueness, I don't know, have a better laugh. I think it could be improved. But again, his performance itself, whether the characterization I'm not 100% on or not, is good. Obviously, the scene itself was good. I am glad it was cut, like you said. It's one of those things where it's like, not only is everything in the scene sort of unnecessary because we get it in other places, but also if you put the Joker in the middle of this movie, people are going to be like, when's he coming back? Or expecting something that they're not going to get. And expectations would then be raised just for them to be dashed, you know what I mean? So ultimately, I think it was the right call. But yeah, I think there is time to course correct, although I do feel like just the way Matt Reeves has been talking about the scene out on social media and stuff, it seems like the way he talks about it, it seems like it may be canon in his mind. Again, that doesn't mean there's not time to course correct, but it does seem like it's canon. But yeah, I still feel like I need to see more, but I'm not 100% sold on it.
Yeah, for sure.
It is what it is. But moving on to some Marvel news. Doctor Strange's runtime is 2 hours and 6 minutes.
Should be longer.
But should it though?
Yes.
Why?
Because I want more.
I feel like ever since we've gotten, your Avengers Endgames and your Zack Snyder's Justice Leagues and your The Batmans, I feel like people have come to expect like 3-hour movies. And that's just not how this works usually. Most movies are like 2 hours long.
Well, no, it works if it has to be. I'm signing a petition.
But yeah, the average length of a movie is about 2 hours long, and it's like, and people are like freaking out about this. They're like, oh, it's a multiverse film. It should be longer because all the cameos or whatever. A cameo could be like 15 seconds. You know what I mean? They could be like falling through reality and there's Deadpool and then he's gone. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't, just because there's like 30 cameos doesn't mean a movie's got to be 6 hours long. As far as like rumors go, apparently like really the only large like lengthy cameos as far as screen time goes, there's only about 6 or 7 as far as that goes. If there's any cameos beyond that, it's just like little, like, maybe not little, but just like not significant roles, it's a cameo, So I'm not really worried about this. If anything, it's a little bit more exciting that the story may be more tight and compact, and gets to the point, more action, whatever. Also, it's a Doctor Strange movie, and it should focus on Doctor Strange. This shouldn't. It scares me because I feel like people are going to go into this expecting to see a million different cameos and just be like. And they just get mostly Doctor Strange and Wanda, and they're like, but what about the cameos? It's like, that's not what this movie is.
Yeah.
So, yeah, 2 hours and 6 minutes. Yeah, it's fine. It's a fine runtime. I mean, people are freaking out about it, but like, we won't really know until the movie's out, will we?
Yeah.
Maybe it'll feel rushed. Maybe it'll feel just fine. I don't know.
Also, Doctor Strange got banned in Saudi Arabia.
It did, and it just recently, like literally today, got banned in Egypt.
My God.
Yeah, so all because of America Chavez and her being gay.
Oh, well, I mean, I thought it was banned in Egypt because Moon Knight didn't want to see that. I'm scared.
You know what I've been seeing going around on Twitter?
What?
People are like, well, there's been two things. Number one, there was this thing trending on Twitter, and Daredevil was trending. I was like, why is Daredevil trending? It was because this Twitter account was like, it took the Batman. It was like, the color red belongs to Batman, and people were like, no, and Daredevil's right there. Yeah, there's this other thing. People were like, you got to choose between. It's a tough decision. Choose between Moon Knight or Daredevil, and everyone's like, Daredevil, obviously. Like,
yeah.
like what kind of question is that? But yeah, like people fishing for attention. But yeah, the fuck were we talking about?
About Doctor Strange being banned in Egypt and Saudi
Arabia. Doctor Strange was banned in Egypt and Saudi Arabia or whatever because they don't like gays, and it's like. And people are like having it's always a 50-50 with this and how people are going to react because you got Warner Brothers cutting out dialogue in their new Fantastic Beasts movie so they can show it in other countries, and people are mad about that because it's like, well, you're treating these people like their existence doesn't matter, they can just cut it out easy and whatever, they can make money. And then you got Marvel not doing that and just being like, okay, well, we'll just not show our movie here. And people are like, I get it, but also now we won't be able to see the movie, and it's like, it's going to cost you millions or whatever. It's like, I'm pretty sure they're going to be fine. I think they'll be okay. But yeah, is what it is, I guess. But moving on, sad news. Across the Spider-Verse, parts 1 and 2 have been delayed to June. The first part is moving to June 2023. It was previously stated, I believe, for October of this year. So like moving a whole 6 months essentially. And part 2 has been moved to March 2024. So I'm in pain. I'm in physical pain. I guess I should be happy because, it makes the movie better or whatever. But I can't help but think this is goddamn Morbius' fault. It's goddamn Morbius. If Morbius didn't sweep at the box office, they're like, man, Morbius needs more time to simmer in the box office, make more money. So we're gonna have to move Spider-Verse. But nah, I mean, I don't know. It sucks, but it's just like, it is what it is,
Yeah. I don't know, man. We are living in the worst timeline right now.
It's true.
Where's the Flash when you need him, bro?
Throwing chairs at people.
Yeah, I was gonna say beating on women.
Yeah.
being reverse Flash IRL.
Yeah. Well, speaking of Morbius, let's talk about that Morbius post-credit scene. Have you actually seen the post-credit scene?
I did see it. Saw it on Twitter.
Fuck me.
I think you sent it to me too.
I think I did. Oh yeah, I did. That's right. God damn, it's bad. It's so bad. But it's like, that's just one post-credit scene. Because there's a post-credit scene before that, which ties into the second post-credit scene, which I sent you. So if you haven't seen Morbius, I don't know why you would. I don't know why you care. But I'm gonna go through this. So essentially, it starts off with the purple cracks from No Way Home opening up, and we're in a prison, and Michael Keaton's Adrian Toomes shows up in the jail cell or whatever, and he shows up. He doesn't go like, what the fuck just happened? Where's my wife? Where's my kids? What the fuck is going on? Instead, he looks around, he touches his face a bit, and then he goes, well, I hope the food's better here. Like, just fuck your family, I guess. So, what the fuck is that? Oh, the food's better. Then there's the second post-credit scene where Morbius, Dr. Michael Morbius, at your service, drives up somewhere instead of flying, because he can fly. I don't know why he's driving, but he drives up somewhere, and then Vulture shows up in full Vulture attire somehow. Apparently, according to the director, it's not the same suit from the MCU, but it looks stupidly similar, which doesn't make any sense because the Vulture suit in the MCU was built from Chitauri tech, which doesn't exist in the Venomverse, which Morbius takes place in. And the mask doesn't come off on Vulture because they clearly didn't have the budget to fly in Michael Keaton. And I don't know if they took the footage from Jared Leto from like a deleted scene, or I don't know what they did, but all the dialogue just felt so fucking weird. But a Vulture mask on is just like, he's just like, I don't know what happened, but it's probably got something to do with Spider-Man. And he's like, I think we should we should get together a team with guys like us. And Morbius just goes, intriguing. It's just like the most flat shit dialogue you can think of. It's so bad. It's like when the reports came out of people being like, it's one of the worst post-credit scenes you'll ever see. I'm just like, it can't be that bad. But god damn, it's so bad. And even me explaining it, it's just like, you gotta see it to like really realize how shit this is. But it's just like, man, it doesn't even make it doesn't make sense for a multitude of reasons. Why does Michael Keaton's Adrian Toomes shows up? That's not even how the spell works. So and they just, I guess, no more Vulture in the MCU, so that fucking sucks. Apparently he's like I have something to do with Spider-Man, which obviously makes sense for him, but like for Morbius it's just like intriguing. Like, you don't know who the fuck Spider-Man is. You have no idea. Like, Spider-Man doesn't exist in the Venomverse. It doesn't make any, because we saw in the Venom post credits and in the No Way Home post credits, he's like, oh, I guess I have to pay a visit to this Spider-Man. So clearly he doesn't know who Spider-Man is, and there's no Spider-Man in his universe. So how can Adrian Toomes just show up and be like, has something to do with Spider-Man? What Spider-Man? Where? Like, who are you gonna fight? Some random kid named Peter Parker who has no power? Like, what are you doing, man? Like, I don't understand this decision, and it's just like, fuck. Sony gives us a masterpiece with Into the Spider-Verse, and then they give us in tandem with Marvel Studios, which is the real winner here, with No Way Home, and then they just pull some shit like this. What are you doing? So, what are your thoughts on the scene?
It's pretty garbage, and overall, it's just like Sony has the rights to the biggest the biggest person on Earth, and they're fumbling the bag by making a dumb Sinister. What is up with their obsession with Sinister Six? They have an obsession with it. They've been wanting to do a Sinister Six since freaking Andrew Spider-Man, and that didn't go well. I don't know what their obsession is with Sinister Six. And I don't know what's up with them trying to do a villain version, no Spider-Man. They have the bag and they fumble it so hard. Like, I don't want to see a Craven movie. I don't like it. It would be way more interesting if they were to turn that villain verse into shows. I mean, or one episode each of a villain. But no, we're getting Craven the Hunter movie, and we got fucking shit BS, mid BS.
They just insist on having their own universe, and it's just why? You have this partnership with Marvel Studios, utilize it. take advantage of that.
Like you have Spider-Man in itself. Make a Spider-Man 2099 movie. Make a Spider-Man noir movie. I would rather see a Penny Parker movie than fucking Kraven the Hunter. I would love to see an animated anime girl with a big gigantic spider robot better than fucking Kraven.
Yeah.
Like my God, like you have the fucking tools and they don't use them because they're obsessed. They have a fucking hard on for the Sinister Six. And then not only that, they just fucking they fuck up characters so bad. Like Vulture is like so different from like the MCU like Vulture that it's just freaking horrible. It's god awful.
Yeah, they turned him into a cartoon character instead of being like, instead of being like, I don't know what's happening. It has something to do with Spider-Man. His dialogue could have been, Spider-Man fucking took me out of my universe. I just want to go home to see my wife and kids. I need to fix this. You know what I mean? Like, instead of just being like, oh, like mustache twirling, where's Spider-Man? Like, like what is this? You know what I mean?
And it's just like also like one of the things where it's like, yeah, like Vulture like wouldn't do that. He has so much respect for Peter Parker and Spider-Man, so it's like, yeah, he wouldn't do that. And like I don't know. It's just like
just completely like it makes no sense. And again, now I guess they can't use Vulture in the MCU unless what they should do is just be like, Morbius isn't canon. What you saw didn't exist. It didn't happen. It wasn't real. That's what they should do. In fact,
a fever dream.
They should just throw the whole universe away because like, or just say because obviously the Venom movies make money. So they're going to keep doing Venom movies. So yeah, just say Morbius didn't fucking exist because it's fucking ridiculous. I don't know what they're on. I really don't get it.
Yeah, I don't know. And it's saddening to me. Of course, like, you know, fucking Sony is like, you know, hogging shit with Spider-Man. Like they're just like they're not even milking the cow correctly. That's how bad it is for Sony.
Yeah, it's like they saw Venom do numbers, stupid numbers, and then they were like, so people want these villain movies. So let's give them Morbius, the character everyone's clearly heard of, because they keep mentioning the marketing. Oh, he's a Marvel legend. Is he? Like, is he a Marvel legend? No. And obviously, this movie is not doing great. So it's just, I don't know what their fucking thought process was. If you're gonna bank on like recognizable Spider-Man villains, Morbius is your go-to. Like Venom made sense. It's like, yeah, Venom's gonna it's fucking Venom. You know what I mean? So like,
or like even do like fucking like Doc Ock or Sandman.
There's so many things you could use Morbius, and then not only Morbius, you decide to cast Jared Leto. God, there's
gotta cast Danny DeVito.
Get your shit together, Sony. Like, what are you doing? Like, it's so obvious that they just want to throw together cash grabs. At least with the MCU, like, people have their criticism of the MCU of how, you know, I mean, I won't get into the criticisms, but it's like, at least when you go into an MCU movie, it's some kind of quality. You know what I mean? It's just like, at least you know you're getting something. And with this, it's just trash. Just trash all around. But yeah, that's the Morbius post-credit scene. So there's that. So let's move on to the Thor trailer. Thor Love and Thunder finally got a trailer. It's the shortest window in between a trailer and the film and a Marvel film's actual release. Before that, it was No Way Home, and people were fucking fiending for No Way Home. And Thor is just even shorter. I feel like this might be a new trend of them just holding off on trailers until just a few months before release, because honestly, it would save them a lot on marketing costs. And they're at a point where it's like the hype is still the same. So honestly, it makes sense. Sucks for us because I'd like to see a preview of the movie sooner, but is what it is. But yeah, how are you feeling about this Thor trailer?
Or it looks really, really nice. I love the 80s vibe of it. Them kind of, giving like Highlander, He-Man vibes. And oh my God, like I can't even tell you how much I love that shot of Jane Foster. That was just incredibly, it's just amazing. It made me drool.
I can't believe you're doing a female Thor. Like, that's ridiculous. Like, what's next? A female Hulk?
I know that. Dude, when you told me that, I was like, hey, look, dude, I would have put my hand on his shoulder and be like, listen here, buddy. I hate to tell you
I got news for you.
Man, but dude, no, like, people are just incels when it comes to this trailer. So like, okay, so I'm gonna talk about two things. People are like, oh, why didn't we see Gore? And I'm like, I think they're gonna show him off in the first like trailer, you dumbass. And it's like, even like if they were to introduce like Gore, it wouldn't even match like the theme and the vibe of the trailer.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like, of course, like they're gonna save Gore for like a bigger trailer, like like a 3-minute trailer. And so it's like, that was one dumb complaint that I saw because people are dumb. And then of course, people are like, why are they introducing like female Thor? And it's like
why not?
We've we've known about this like for so long. Like, where have you been? And
it's maybe been a couple years now since we've known.
Yeah,
that.
it has been a couple years. But it's also one of the things too. It's like, I remember someone say like, yeah, like, like female Thor doesn't even compare, and the comic sales were garbage. And I'm like, dog, like, literally, like, Jane Foster's Thor outsold like a Thor run by 25%, and it sold 100,000 copies within the first week. I don't get like what people were saying about that.
I really like her story too. The Jane Foster like cancer thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I think that's sick, and it seems like maybe based on rumors that is where they're going. So I'm very excited about that. Also, and it seems also that the heart and maybe the emotional stuff has been amped up compared to Ragnarok. One of my complaints about Ragnarok, God, I love that movie, but one of my complaints about it is that there's not really any emotional beats. They try to do a couple, but they just kind of fall flat and are just, I felt nothing, which is odd for Taika Waititi, because Taika Waititi, if you haven't seen the Taika Waititi movie, obviously they're all very funny, but they're all very emotional and very heartfelt. So when Ragnarok came around, it was just kind of odd, but it seems like in this one, Taika's getting that, that turnaround finally, and is bringing that emotional resonance to the film. But yeah, I want to talk about another complaint people were having that don't make no goddamn sense. God, fucking Twitter. People have been complaining about, it's been a complaint for a while now, really ever since Civil War. People have been complaining about the MCU's color grading, and people are like, it's just a bunch of grays. Look, it's just gray and more gray. And I'm just like, number one, if you saw this Thor trailer and thought, the color grading, you don't have eyes. Number two, what the fuck is this complaint about the MCU's color grading? Like I've seen videos and stuff of people talking about it, and it's like, I get where you're coming from, but it's not like it's colorless. Like, you know what I mean? It's like, I would take a Civil War 1,000 times over a BVS. You know what I mean? It's just like, which is, again, and we've talked about this off mic, but like, it's so weird because it used to be a complaint that the MCU was too full of color. It's just like, it's too colorful and stuff like that, which was also an odd complaint to me. And now it's just gone the complete other fucking opposite direction. And I'm just like, what the fuck? Like, what is this? This is so weird for such a fun trailer. But just to talk about a little bit more about the contents of the trailer itself, we got that fun little sequence at the beginning of little kid Thor running and moving into like super like comic accurate suit Thor, because the Phase 4 of the MCU just loves this comic accurate suit stuff, and I'm living for it. But apparently the little actor that plays little kid Thor is apparently Chris Hemsworth's son, which is very cool. Awesome. That's very cute. But yeah, people freeze framed the transition after the comic accurate Thor, and it seems to be like Thor 1 Thor. And people are like really like zooming in on it. Like, does he have the blonde eyebrows? If that scene is like in the movie and we get like an extended something of that version of Thor, man, I hope he has the blonde eyebrows. That would be so funny. But yeah, speaking of earlier in the podcast, I was talking about Our Flag Means Death, that show Taika Waititi's on where he plays Blackbeard pirate show. Thor's a pirate in this. There's a scene where he's just like,
yeah, he's a pirate.
Being a pirate. I'm just like,
hey, kiss somebody.
Yeah, and I'm just like, man,
reference that show you're watching.
Yeah, I was like, Taika Waititi's got a thing for Pirates Night right now. I mean, I'm not complaining, but it's just that's just pretty funny. But we got King Valkyrie in New Asgard, which has become a tourist attraction. You see like cruise ships and stuff in the background and stuff like that, and there's clearly like some political issues there. We see Zeus played by Russell Crowe, which is awesome. Is it just me, or does it look like like the like lightning bolt that just like looks real like fake and weird? Like it's kind of an aesthetic, and I like it. I just think that's kind of funny.
Oh yeah, let me see. Oh yeah. Oh shit. Did you see the shot of Dienda in there?
Of what?
Dienda.
Who?
The end of my cock.
Fuck. You son of a bitch. Fucking hate you.
God.
All right, well, that's the podcast. Thank you everyone for listening. Goddamn asshole. You goddamn asshole. I can't believe you've done this to me.
Oh my god, that was amazing. But oh my god, it's crazy how like we got a teaser for like Thor, yeah, like without like a full trailer. It's kind of like what they said, like how Marvel was gonna like like hold off on like just having trailers because like they want people to suffer. But yeah, it's super close. It's super close. It's like what, like in July, right?
Yeah, July 8th.
Yeah, they'll take like 2 minutes to get here.
Yeah, the movie looks goddamn gorgeous.
It really does.
It seems to be like with the Doctor Strange trailer and this trailer. I don't know what it is, but it seems just like the CG has taken a step up, and I feel like it's because of the volume technology, because just like those backgrounds are looking damn good. Like I'm just like, fuck, man, shit's looking great.
Oh god, I'm sorry. Another complaint. So you're talking about like the color grading and stuff like that, and how people were complaining about that. But also, yeah, oh my god, it's such a dumb thing where people are complaining about like how like the CGI and like how like the whole like the director of photography type of thing, where like all the shots were like lazy and stuff like that.
Again, you don't have eyes.
And I'm like, bro, like, so like, yeah, one of the complaints tied into that is like how all the shots are like from the comics, like they're just like lazy shots, and they're saying like how like how everything's like CGI and like you don't really use a camera anymore and all that stuff. And I'm like, you do know what a director of photography is, right? AKA a cinematographer. They still have to set up the shots, right? And people just don't get it. And it's like one of the things where it's like, for people who are going into film, I think that's like what I hated the most. Like I found it super disrespectful, because like people make movies for your entertainment, and yet like you want to shit on them, like especially like people who work really hard for that.
I replied to Jay Stooms on Twitter because she tweeted about it, and I replied saying it's actually
Stoops.
Yeah, I replied saying it's actually really sad the amount of people agreeing with those people. I think it's incredibly disrespectful to the people who work on these movies, and it's not only disrespectful to the director of photography, but it's also disrespectful to the VFX artists who work painstakingly to bring that vision to life. So like the entire CGI equals bad narrative is so fucking annoying.
Yeah, and like it's just also one of the things where it's like I know you don't have to be like a film major or anything like that to like give a critique, but when you're just slandering and just like doing all that stuff, I find it really distasteful. Like, and it's just also like one of the things to people will hate so much on these movies. Yeah, they'll be the first to buy their tickets.
Yeah, like these people just want to be different. They just want to, I don't know, they just want attention or something. Which is, again, odd because, like I said earlier, like the CG seems to have taken a step up. The CGI looks fucking great. like
yeah, I know.
You gotta be fucking blind to look at that trailer and go, the CGI looks bad, especially in a trailer.
Yeah, it's also one of the things where it's like, I hate this argument on the internet. It's like, someone says like a really bad take or like a really bad opinion, you call them out for it, and they're like, "I guess we can't have opinions anymore."
Oh
I'm
my
like,
god!
I'm like, motherfucker, you can have an opinion, but if your opinion is just like slandering and like not giving valid criticism, then like fuck your opinion. It's like yeah. So someone could say like this movie is god awful, it's fucking trash, and like the movie hasn't even been released yet, and when you call them out on it, they're like, "I guess we can't have opinions anymore." Like, bro,
or when they just blindly hate and it's just go and they just go, "Oh, I'm just giving constructive criticism." Motherfucker, what? That's not when there's nothing constructive about it. You're just blind hating on something.
Yeah, like you calling something ass isn't constructive criticism. That's just a shit that is just being like disrespectful.
Just being an asshole, just to be an asshole.
Like I just it rubs me the wrong way.
Well, regardless, Thor Love and Thunder looks fucking phenomenal, and I'm very excited. I
know.
But I actually, just to touch on Natalie Portman, goddamn. When we saw like promotional stuff, images like leak and stuff, we got to see, you know, her in the suit or whatever. I was just like, this might be a little bit like, it's comic accurate, but it might be a bit much in live action. Just looking at the promotional images and stuff, but. After seeing that trailer, seeing it like in real life, like just in motion and stuff, beautiful suit, looking phenomenal, like goddamn good. Which is again, I talked about. I don't remember when I talked about it on the podcast, but it's just like Marvel has this knack of doing things that should look stupid, just absolutely ridiculous on screen, like Loki's horns, and somehow making it work. I don't know how they do it, but they do it. And it looks great. So,
man, comic book accuracy phase 4 is the best.
True, loving that trend. But yeah, let's move on to the last bit of our catch up episode. Moon Knight episodes 1 through 4.
Oh
boy, am I loving some Moon Knight. I'm loving some Moon Knight.
I'm loving Moon Knight. I'm loving Moon Knight right now. I have like a kind of like a tiny nitpick of like the last episode, but I mean it's not like too bad. Some of the shots were like drawn out, and there's also like I saw on TikTok like the you can see the camera guy, but hey, I mean I don't know, the technology could be advanced in Marvel. That's just like his telephone. But yeah, I mean that's just like a little nitpick. But other than that, I am loving the series. It's very different, and it's probably like other than Daredevil, it's probably like the next character I want to dive into the most. Like probably get like an omnibus of it, just to see like more of the history of Moon Knight.
Yeah, he's a fascinating character, and I've seen people like say that it might be a little slow, and I just don't really get that. But when obviously spoilers for Moon Knight, by the way, when in episode 3, when at the end when Khonshu is trapped in stone and Moon Knight loses his powers, I was like, oh no, are we gonna he's gonna lose. Moon Knight's not gonna be in a Moon Knight show. Oh no, I don't know how I feel about this. But when we got episode 4, I was just like, we're still in good hands. we're all right. I don't need to worry about this anymore because episode 4 was fucking crazy. But I want to start from the beginning a bit because again, we haven't talked about any of these. Episode 1, I was like, awesome. This is fucking sick. We got some horror elements. We start with Stephen Grant, which initially for a lot of people was a little bit jarring with the accent, but I eased into it pretty quickly. Oscar Isaac was freaking fantastic. We got a little bit of Mark, we got a little bit of Khonshu, but it wasn't anything crazy. We got the blinking like in and out between consciousness was freaking sick. As much as I was like, I kind of wanted to see these fights. As far as the storytelling perspective goes, it was the right choice because it's supposed to be like, what the fuck is going on? So yeah, as far as like the violence goes, if you were expecting Daredevil, it's not fucking Daredevil.
Yes, it's not Daredevil, but it is graphic for being Disney Plus.
Yeah, especially especially episode 4. I was surprised by some of the stuff they did. I was like, oh, okay. Dude,
and even
gutted.
I know, and in episode 3 too, like freaking, when Mark was fighting those people on like the rooftop, and he like,
yes. And then one of the mystery personality straight murks one of them. Yeah,
Jake Lockley, aka Taxi Driver of the MCU.
Yeah. Oh, I thought the bit in episode 3 was really funny when the guy fucking licked the knife and then Mark just decks him multiple times. It's like, the fuck you doing?
Yeah, I know.
But after episode 4, the bit in episode 1 is actually really fascinating now, where Steven is talking to that little girl about the sarcophagus and how it the people being in the sarcophagus and like ripping it from people from the inside or whatever. And the little girl was like, were you whatever? And Stephen was like, well, I'm not dead, am I? and now in episode 4, it's just like, But I love that in episode 4, we're finally playing with is this dude just batshit nuts? A sort of aspect of his character. Now, even in the comics, but especially in the series, but even in the comics, in the back of your mind that, this is real. Because there'd be like significant plot holes if it wasn't. But it's still a really fun idea to play with and explore, even if it does turn out to be real. Like, it's so fucking fun just to have that little seed of doubt. Like, is it? What real? Maybe some of it's real and some of it isn't. It's a really fun idea to play with, and it's one of my favorite aspects of the Moon Knight character is that he might just be fucking insane.
Just like Moon Knight, no fighting, no power, it's just mental illness. But yeah, that's the thing too. Like about Moon Knight, it's like he struggles with like DID to like fucking like so much. And like I feel like we are seeing that right now in the show, kind of like low on the aspect, but it's still like there, But I guess we're just seeing it more with like just the events instead of like just the mental talk. But oh man, I'm just excited for the next few episodes coming up.
Yeah, we're over halfway through now. Just fucking crazy. It's like these shows just come and go, but it's also like they stay for a while. It's I don't know, but episode 2, the introduction to Mr. Knight.
Dude, I had the biggest smile on my face. I really did.
I was a little conflicted at first, but it grew on me real fast because like the transition to the Mr. Knight was fucking phenomenal. I was like, god damn. And then he falls. He's like, whoa, what the fuck's going on, mate? What's this suit I have on? And Mark's just like, the fuck? The fuck are you doing?
Like, not that suit.
Yeah. But I was just kind of like, man, because obviously Mr. Knight in the comics is, he's not like ultra serious and like, whatever. He can he can be a little goofy at times, but he's not like Stephen Grant MCU goofy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so I was just kind of like, I kind of wish. Initially, I was just kind of like, man, I kind of wish we got that more serious-ish Mr. Knight. But at the same time, there's this beautiful thing called character development. I don't know if you've heard of it, but it's when a character grows and changes over time. It's a really fascinating idea. So when the episode is over, I was like, I enjoyed that. I do wish we got a bit more serious Mr. Knight, but it is what it is. I still enjoyed it. It works for the series. But my immediate thought after that was, people are going to fucking hate this. But fucking Moon Knight purists are going to be like, they changed Mr. Knight. And that's pretty much exactly what happened. People were like, oh, they ruined it or whatever. But it's just like, yeah, I mean, Steven could obviously just learn. He could, just throughout the series just become more and more jaded and serious, which we've kind of seen already. He's still kind of fucking, goofing around, but he's a bit more confident in his abilities. You know what I mean? He's clearly, and Mr. Knight's the detective side, and we see that he's able to put all these Egyptian pieces together and stuff like that, and sort of solve this mystery. So it's not like it's not all there, you know what I mean? But I think people should have expected a different Mr. Knight from the beginning, because Stephen Grant himself is not the same Stephen Grant we see in the comics. Stephen Grant in the comics is the billionaire playboy aspect of the character, and that he's obviously not that at all in the MCU. So it's like it should have been expected, but it's like I wasn't sure if maybe he was goofy Stephen Grant, and then he gets in the suit and then his demeanor changes. Obviously that's not what happened, but that could have been an option too, I guess. But like, yeah, I thought it was cool they were fighting an invisible jackal.
Oh yeah, yeah, they were. I was gonna say, like, everyone was like looking at fucking, like, Steven's like, what the fuck is this guy doing? Like, who is he fighting? Is this dude fucking drunk?
Yeah. How are we feeling about Arthur Harrow and Ethan Hawke?
Ethan Hawke is Ethan Hawke. He's great. I don't like Arthur Harrow though. Every time he walks, it makes me wince.
Yes.
With that glass in his feet.
It's like, God damn, man! Like, why? I mean, I kind of get why. It's like a pain for your sins, I guess. But Jesus, every time you watch just the of the glass,
yeah, I'm like, dude, oh,
fuck, man. But like, his whole thing about like releasing Amit and stuff like. Actually, let's talk about this. There's a bit of a controversial scene I've heard for some in episode 3. Yeah, episode 3. That sort of trial they have with the other gods.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't mind it. I thought it was really funny how when Khonshu was speaking through Mark, and every time he'd exit, Mark was just like, "Oh fuck," just like Jesus. Yeah. But yeah, I've heard people say like the gods were like too dismissive or whatever, and they should have at least like checked. And it's like I get it, but at the same time, with Khonshu's reputation, and the gods are sort of full of themselves, I get the complaint. I do, and I can't disagree with it 100%, because there is part of me like, yeah, they probably should have, but also I don't know, I wasn't that bothered by it, and
I kind of feel the same way about it, but Khonshu's a goat, so free my boy.
The scene in episode 2 where he's just like, kill him, break his windpipe.
Yeah.
I wasn't expecting that that vibe from Khonshu. You see this like looming god, just for him to go break his windpipe. And then in episode 3, where the kid kills himself, he's like, "Oh, I really thought he was going to talk. That sucks. Oh well, move on." Just like Jesus. But yeah, I don't know where the hippo.
I love the hippo.
Yeah. just a little hi.
It was amazing. It caught me off guard at first, but then I looked it up, and it's an Egyptian goddess.
Yeah, super.
I want that. I want that fucking hippo. Hippos are menaces, though.
Yeah, they can't. Yeah, absolutely. Like, I think there's a statistic that said like more hippos kill people than like sharks or something like that. Something fucking crazy. I'm like, God damn, motherfuckers just hopping in a hippo's mouth or something.
Yeah, sharks aren't that like dangerous as people make them out to be.
Yeah,
you're statistically more likely to get bit by a New Yorker than a shark.
More people die to bees than shark attacks.
Yep.
But yeah, fucking Moon Knight. I feel like there's something. Well, that whole sort of hospital scene. Number one, when Harrow shot him, I was just like, oh. Oh, I see. And then my immediate reaction was like, oh, I don't know, maybe something is going on simultaneously. Khonshu gets freed, and then the suit gets summoned, and he fucking murks everyone. Actually, speaking of murking everyone, before he got shot, when he took that axe and just started murking motherfuckers with it.
Oh yeah,
that was sick.
That was amazing.
That was awesome. But yeah, I thought the Moon Knight suit would come on then and there, and then he'd murk everyone. But nah. He's in a mental asylum of his own mind, presumably. We don't know yet. And yeah, we have no idea where that's going to go from there. But I told you, and you said you had the same thought, that these episodes, I feel like, are going to follow a different personality and for 2 episodes each. So Stephen Grant got 2 episodes, the first 2 episodes, and then he took a back seat, and Mark was the main guy for episodes 3 and 4. And now I feel like, and I'm kind of hoping that Jake Lockley is that third personality that will take control and be sort of the main focus for episodes 5 and 6. We know Jake's there.
Yeah, because like in episode 3, when like Mark drifts out of consciousness, like Mark was like, "Why'd you kill those people?" And Steven was like, "I didn't do it." I'm like, "Oh."
I was like, oh my god, it's Jake. And then of course we got the
taxi driver.
Yeah, we got the extra the second sarcophagus in the mind palace, I guess, the mind asylum. That's just he's just banging on it, and I'm just like, well, that's just. And they both look at it just like Mark looks at it, he just moves on, and then Steven looks at it, he points at it, he's like, "Should we?" And he's like, "Oh, Mark's moving on." So yeah, I think it's pretty clear that we're probably going to get Jake in this 5th episode. But I've seen people say that they saw in the tomb of Alexander the Great. Apparently, people said they saw like Jake in a reflection or something like that. I don't know if that's a stretch. I have to go look at it. But apparently people are seeing that. So I don't know, but yeah. So these four episodes, if it goes on this trajectory it's going, this could easily be the best Marvel TV show, Disney Plus Marvel TV show.
I definitely agree.
Unless they drop the ball in the finale like every other Disney Plus TV show.
Yeah, Loki was what's cool. Up with them? I don't know what's up with them having like really bad finales. Well, I mean, not bad, but like
it's certainly not up to par with the rest of the series, because it's like WandaVision is like, this is fucking phenomenal, and then it's like if we got an entire series of what we got in the finale, it would have been fine, but it's like compared to the rest of the show, it looks bad in comparison. And same thing with Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Loki was cool. Hawkeye was cool too. I liked Hawkeyes. But yeah, especially those two. So yeah, hopefully the finale sticks the landing. And hopefully get more Moon Knight in the future.
Yeah. I heard that Oscar Isaac isn't obligated to return like to the MCU, and he only had like a 1-season contract with Moon Knight, but that could be wrong.
No, that's true. That's true. But
oh, it's true?
Yeah, people are freaking out about that, and people are taking it like, oh, they're only going to get 1 season of Moon Knight, which might be true. Or like Moon Knight might never show up again or whatever. But I'm just like, there was also a thing months ago now that Marvel was stepping away from multi-picture contracts.
Mm-hmm.
So that could just be that. And Oscar they'll just sign another contract for a movie or whatever. I don't think it's that big of a deal. I feel like that's not Marvel's MO. I mean, they could just start doing more one-offs. That'd be cool. But I feel like they can't help themselves. I think they're gonna get Moon Knight for something. I don't know how. When Werewolf by Night, maybe. I don't know. Blade. I don't know. But yeah. So how would you rate Moon Knight in its current form?
So far, I give it an 8.5.
Yeah, that's good. I think I'd give it an 8 to an 8.5. Yeah, absolutely. I absolutely agree. But that is it. I don't have anything else. So unless you got something, is that the show?
Yeah, that is the show.
Yeah, so a little bit shorter this week, but it's a catch-up week. We'll be back. Torrent's going to New York at some point, so we're going to have to pre-record probably a bonus episode, maybe a little bit shorter, like a half an hour, 45 minutes, something like that.
Yes, going to New York. I'm going to be busy as all hell.
Yep, this man just does not sleep. So, but yeah, hopefully we don't take a big of a break as we did this time. But no guarantees. But
no guarantees.
Yeah. But so that's the show. So thank you for listening to the Avengenerds podcast. If you want to follow us, we're at Avengenerds on Twitter. That's Avenge Nerds, all one word. If you want to follow either one of us, you can reach me at @Zenith_ on Twitter. Where can they reach you?
They can reach me at Torrentina on Twitter.
Awesome. Well, we have a Discord if you'd like to join the conversation there. Those will be linked in the show notes. You can also check out our link tree for any additional links you may be interested in. You can also review the show in-app on Apple Podcasts. If you could leave 5 stars in a review, it would really help us out. Thanks again for listening to the Avengers podcast. We'll see you next week.
Later.